Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 4 of New Wave Pro Wrestling here on the FNX Network. I am your not-so-humble correspondent, Robert Black, and tonight, Hillbilly Jed and Bobby Rogers, the Mastermind, will be looking for a measure of revenge because of last week's beatdown by the Mayhem Ministry. You will also see Sam Knight defending his new Crossroads title and a whole lot more coming your way. Let's go to the ring. Well, sir, you certainly picked a very good show to go for it, as we've got 2 title matches, and here we go.
And if you notice, the match will feature Mark Vandy, because I figured I'd take a little time off, let the old bones heal up, and let these young kids go out there and kill themselves doing whatever it is, whatever flying things they do.
Well, I certainly don't blame you, and with the cold weather, I can certainly understand how bones can be a little bit chilly, shall we say. But right now, one guy who's not chilly, no matter what the weather, is Luke Lawson. This guy challenging for the Crossroads title tonight against Sam Knight. He is hot and ready to go. Well, I believe that this is his 3rd match. Oh, in New Wave Pro.
3 matches in, let's see what this kid's got. If he's good enough to be in the title match already, he's got to be something special, right?
Well, he's certainly got the look for it, he's got the skills, but he's stepping into the ring tonight with a guy who took down Big T Thomas Moore at Anniversary 3 to get this Crossroads title, and here comes the champion. You want to talk about a man from the street, a man who can intimidate anybody. You got to talk about Sam Knight, and the fact that he is the Crossroads champion now, Mark Vandy, is going to just enhance his reputation all that much more.
Sam Knight has some talent to him. I don't think he's quite reached his full potential yet. It's weird for me to be giving all these, you heard me last week, giving props to these guys with the talent to interact until Frank White has some great things to say about him and his future here in New Wave Pro. Has some great things to say about him being what has got him like he was sick.
No, I think you're just recognizing that New Wave Pro Wrestling has a lot of talent, and
what you're saying is real recognizing.
You are on top of the mountain in one of the greatest organizations for professional wrestling in the world.
Keep tooting my own horn, and I don't know.
Sharpshooter, Luke Lawson! And his opponent, weighing in at 240 pounds, the right-handed God and your new Crossroads champion, Sam Knight!
Well, Sam Knight calls himself the right hand of God, and he's putting that hand right in the face of Luke Lawson, belt as well.
Sitting here next to you, I see my right hand is attached to my wrist. And I do believe in New Wave Pro Wrestling, I am God. Sam Knight is not my right hand.
Champ, I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole. Blast.
Am I the Grinch?
Well,
yes, that's a Grinch reference from your champion, Mark Vandy.
Well, I'm certainly not going to argue about your deityship in this organization,
that's right,
sir.
I will smite you.
Well, I certainly don't want that, but neither does Luke Lawson, as right now our referee holding the Crossroads belt high, a beautiful piece of hardware, if I do have to say myself.
Don't shake his hand. And we are underway here on episode 4 of New Wave Pro Wrestling on the FNX Network with Sam Knight, the defending Crossroads champion, taking on young upstart sharpshooter, I believe he calls himself, Luke Lawson.
Absolutely, and he's going to need to be a sharpshooter against Sam Knight as the champion reversed that wrist lock. Roll through by Lawson, kip up, nicely done, and into an arm bar of his own. Now Lawson is going to have to use his speed, champ, because if he gets caught in the corners, if he doesn't use that speed to his advantage, Sam Knight is going to power him into the ground.
You know, much like the guys we saw on last week's episode, Hillbilly Jet and Frank Wyatt, Big T and Jason Levi and Mayhem Ministry, I too have been in the ring with Sam Knight, and I know he's a great competitor, but Luke Lawson I know nothing about, and even though I believe I commentated on his first match as well, so I think this is going to become a trend for us.
Well, the sharpshooter is an exceptional athlete, a lot of speed, a lot of skill, hammerlock into the ropes
and
now.
Looks like he got some decent beard potential as well. Maybe I can get him to throw that out and read the book of Mark.
Well, he certainly is stylish. If you saw what he came to the ring with that ocular thing that he wore on his eye, a very
the glowing eye, it reminded me a little bit of Adam Bomb, but I'm all right with this. As a kid growing up, Adam Bomb was the man.
Absolutely. Side headlock now by Knight. The champ thrown off the ropes. Lawson getting clobbered. And the champ knows that he did well. Off the ropes. Over the top now. Lawson with a leapfrog. Nicely done.
What? Sam, I think you're just
Lawson stopped dead in his tracks. I believe he calls this the booby trap. And Lawson caught. Wait a minute! Knight fell for what he calls the booby trap.
Don't do it again, Sam.
Luke Lawson, kind of a bizarre
Don't play
chest.
it again, Sam.
Well, it's certainly not a 2:45 right now as Sam Knight going for a kick to the head. Lawson, oh, and a beautiful enziguri out of nowhere. Only a 1.5 count. Knight was out of there like a shot.
Some quicks to him. I don't think I want to be in the ring with him. I would be able to keep up.
Well, Luke Lawson playing.
I'm the greatest wrestler of all time, Robert Black.
Well, you are the champion right now, so I can't argue with that. But Luke Lawson playing a lot of psychological and speed games in this match. Sam Knight, the champion, out on the outside, but he is not taking any chances with this guy.
They're breaking up the count.
Absolutely. Sam Knight, a consummate professional. He is, if he's going to break the momentum, that's what he's going to do. Wait a minute.
Putting his jacket on. Putting Luke Lawson's jacket on. That's my kind of guy.
Well, you want to talk about psychological intimidation. When he won the title, Sam Knight did the same thing to Big T Thomas Moore. Grabbed his hat, locked him, and he just raked the eyes of the challenger. Sam Knight showing us his smarts
I think
against
he's been watching
Lawson.
some Mark Vandy matches with a stick and move like this, ducking out on,
Well,
I
the
think
sharp-
that's right. I don't get caught with the right hand on the jaw.
Well, the sharpshooter was blind there for a moment, but he must have recovered, saw where Knight was, and clobbered him, but now the champion's all over him. Sam Knight, a relentless individual once he gets the upper hand. Suplex coming.
Nice little stall there.
Very nicely done with the cradle as well, too.
Wasn't a good hook. He didn't hook him well enough.
Well, Knight, I believe he used the wrong arm, champ. If he had hooked him the other direction, he might have kept him down. But that suplex was tremendous. Sam Knight with a lot of power in there. A reverse chin lock. Referee saying that it's not a choke. I don't know whether he looked well enough or not, but into the side headlock, and Lawson coming back. Right hand to the face off the rope, but a boot downstairs, and Sam Knight back in
Anytime
control.
Luke Lawson's got any sort of momentum going, Sam Knight just straight up kicked him in the stomach and stopped him right in his tracks.
Yes, and he just ran over him, literally, with a clothesline, tried to dislocate his head from his body. The Crossroads champion in absolute command right now.
He's toying too much. As the one champion to another, he needs to go for the cover and get it over with. I know you like to play with your food sometimes, but I like to scavenge my food and eat it as fast as I can. So I'm in there, I'm out of there as quick as I can.
Well, it's actually kind of a surprise to me, Mark Vandy, that Sam Knight is taking his time like this, maybe underestimating this challenger a little bit, might not have seen enough of him. But Luke Lawson thrown out of the boat. He caught him flush on the jaw. Unbelievable shot right out of the box. If Lawson can get a cover, we may have a new champion right here. I cannot believe the impact of that super kick. Sam Knight may be completely out of this thing, Mark Vandy.
Get the cover. Come on, Luke. Get the cover.
Well,
make Mark Vandy a believer in Luke Lawson.
Well, Lawson, a lot of damage, but a clothesline to the champ. Took him down. Nice arm drag takedown. The challenger with a beautiful...
Nice cutter there.
Very nicely...
I'm going to call some reaction myself.
2 count only as Lawson inches away from the title, Vandy. Good Lord. Look out, Irish whip reversed. Sam Knight missing with a clothesline.
We've seen Sam Knight beat many a men with that move.
Absolutely.
I believe he won the Crossroads title that way, all right?
I believe he did. Yes, champ, you are correct, as Luke Lawson was nearly torn in half.
What?
Good Lord, I cannot believe it.
This kid's got some gusto.
The sharpshooter Luke Lawson surviving that spear from Sam Knight. Unbelievable.
Ladies and gentlemen, it may not be March Madness yet, but I think we have an upset on the horizon.
It is absolutely possible. Sam Knight really, and Lawson with a beautiful suicide kick off the corner for the cover. Oh, unbelievable.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why Sam Knight is your Crossroads champion.
Well, yes, he survived 2 or 3 moves that would have put your average man away. But Luke Lawson, ever dangerous. Both of these men hungry for that Crossroads championship. Fireman's carry by Knight. Lawson reversed it, but got caught. Tried for the super kick again, once to the well. Beautifully executed by the champion, and it's history. Well, the champ giving his endorsement to our Crossroads champion, Sam Knight, retaining that beautiful piece of gold. And we will be back with our next bout in just a moment.
This next match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, weighing 250 pounds, from Shotgun City, USA,
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout is going to be a very interesting and hard-hitting contest, to say the least. As Sawyer heading toward the ring, former one half of the New Wave Pro Tag Team Champions, walking out on that title under very suspicious circumstances. And I have to tell you, Mark Vandy, that this man is walking into a match that frankly, I don't know how he's going to cope.
and his opponent, weighing at 340 pounds, from Chicago, Illinois, the Windy City Saints,
the Windy City Saint has got a real mean streak going right now, and quite frankly, you're one of the reasons that it's happened.
All right.
side. The Windy City Saint, Blake Reed, has a big chip on his shoulder right now, and Bo Sawyer may be the guy that he takes his frustrations out on tonight, and I really would not want to be him or the referee, quite frankly, in this match.
Because quite frankly, I've had my fair share of Blake Reed, and if I never saw Blake Reed in the match again, in a match with me again, I would be all right with that. So I'm gonna have to work out with my lawyers and see if we can contractually make this happen, where Mark Vandy never has to compete against Blake Reed again.
Well, we certainly remember Anniversary 3. Oh, good Lord! 3 straight right hands to the jaw by Bo Sawyer. Unbelievable. I may have misspoken a little bit. Wait. But just as I say that, Blake Reed turns it around and shoulder tackles Bo Sawyer down to the canvas. Reed now looking to set up Sawyer. Bo staggering out of the corner, and Reed. No, a kick downstairs, and Sawyer with another straight right.
I'll let you call this one on your list so I can enjoy watching Blake Reed compete up inside.
Well, I certainly can't. It's champion's prerogative, sir, if you don't wish to speak during this match. But right now, Blake Reed in
so
dire
far,
straits.
I have enjoyed every second of this. Here we go. Listen to this.
Flesh meeting bone with impacts galore, and now raking the eyes across the ropes. Speaking of guys with mean streaks, Bo Sawyer certainly has one.
We saw his mean streak back in the days of Josh Steele, the tag team champions. There for a while. They have a couple reigns, I believe.
Yes, they did, but Bo Sawyer walking out on those titles after some chicanery last year, but right now he is a man on his own, and he is trying to knock the head off of Blake Reed, and I'm sure that you're loving that.
Everyone take this knockdown.
Well, champ, you do know that Blake Reed is still looking for revenge, and there is a big target on your back as always, and this guy is getting for it. But he's got to get past Bo Sawyer first, and he takes an elbow to the heart.
Bo got 2 lackadaisical there with his coverage. A leg or 2 maybe.
Possibly, but as you know, keeping Blake Reed down is no easy feat.
I mean, yeah, what I do, I suplex him into the turnbuckles, I put him through the table, I hit him with multiple knees, and I had to do everything in my power to knock him out. Fortunately for me and New Wave Professional Wrestling, I did just that.
Well, Bo Sawyer was trying to smack around the Windy City Saint, but Reed with some straight right hands, but Sawyer with one of his own. These two guys are just absolutely hammering on each other and now grinding Reed's face into the canvas. Unbelievable action here tonight. For New Wave Pro Wrestling, Blake Reed, Bo Sawyer, just clawing and hammering at each other tooth and nail, champ.
What an uppercut. I haven't seen an uppercut like that since Mike Tyson fought.
Absolutely not, but Sawyer can certainly put him on. And now going downstairs on Blake Reed, he might figure that's a weak part. Well, that's something new from Bo Sawyer. I have never seen this before. I will be a very surprised guy if he gets a submission with this.
Big man to be squeezing
Oh, and a beautiful jawbreaker by Reed to break out of it. Off the ropes, missing with a clothesline. Sawyer downstairs with a kick. And now one into the temple, trying to knock Reed down. Look at the leg sweep.
Massive Russian legs. You hook the leg first. You would beat Blake Reed if you just hooked the leg.
You do have a point there. Reed getting that shoulder out. If Sawyer had hooked a leg, this might have all been over from the impact alone. But now Sawyer winding up. in the corner, maybe trying to put Reed away and turn me into a liar from earlier. Beautiful uppercut into the corner.
It wouldn't make you so much a liar as it would make you wrong that you doubted both Sawyer's abilities on the singles level instead of the tag team wrestling.
Well, I certainly don't doubt Bo Sawyer's skills. What I was putting my money on is the intensity of Blake Reed. The guy can be almost unstoppable, especially when he's angry, and he just crushed Sawyer in the corner.
Well, fortunately, almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. When Blake Reed's in there with Mark Bandy, he's playing with hand grenades that he doesn't want to wrestle with.
Well, it's certainly going to happen again down the line. Hand grenades, atom bombs, whatever crosses our path, but Blake Reed struggling to get to his feet. Bo Sawyer as well, the Windy City Saint calling his shot. Beautiful clothesline, reverse elbow, and the Windy City Saint coming back on Bo Sawyer.
Just like everybody else, Blake Reed fails to hook the leg. I'm going to stickler everybody about hooking the leg. They're going to go back and they're going to watch this on the FNX network and they're like, that Mark Bandy nobody's talking about. If I just hooked that leg maybe once I would have beat him. Instead of hooking the leg. And a nice basement clothesline by Bo Sawyer. He hooked the leg. Oh!
And almost got the 3 count. Unbelievable. As Blake Reed crash landed after that missed leg drop, Bo Sawyer almost had him. But now, another straight right hand into the jaw by Sawyer. Blake Reed following him out and another splash. Beautifully executed, and a Michinoku driver. Blake Reed got so much of that Sawyer rolled through the bottom rope and out to the outside.
Do you think he did that by mistake? Because I don't believe he did. I know Bo Sawyer he might be lacking in the wrestling department. He's got the brains for it. He knew exactly where he was at when that happened.
Absolutely, and I don't blame him one single bit for getting out of the ring. The referee laying the count on. Wait a minute. Sawyer's got to get back.
I disagree with that. Quitters never win.
I am absolutely speechless. Blake Reed with a Michinoku driver that knocked Bo Sawyer all the way out to the ringside area. And Bo Sawyer simply walking away, but I can't explain that, but the victory goes to Blake Reed by countout, and we'll be back. Ladies and gentlemen, Robert Black here with acting NWP Commissioner Chris Abel. And sir, a lot of things going down tonight. Can we help it?
Whoa, hold up. You know what? I am sick and tired of this Mayhem ministry. I've had to sit back here for months as the commissioner and watch these guys just turn things upside down. Listen, Chris, be here with me. I want the Mayhem ministry, me and Jed versus the Mayhem ministry, tonight.
Well, how's about this? Tonight, we will have you and Hillbilly Jed versus the Mayhem Ministry for the tag team title.
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here. It is on the Mayhem Ministry against the Mastermind and Jed.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall for the tag team titles.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here for our main event for episode 4 here on the FNX network. New Wave Pro tag team titles are on the line, and this is going to be a straight up fight.
Well, it's a fight that Bob and Hillbilly and Jen wanted. It's a fight they're going to get. As we saw last week, they had their hands on two ministry. I don't think he's out there with Hillbilly Jen, but she's got a mean right hook. She just doesn't have quite what they have with the weaponry of the Mayhem ministry.
not good physical backup, good moral support maybe, but these two men, the Mastermind Bobby Rogers and Hillbilly Jed, gonna give it their all tonight to get those tag team belts around their waist. But the Mayhem Ministry, ever dangerous, as you well know.
But they're not a cohesive unit like Mayhem Ministries. I think I got to give Wall the experience being put into professional sport, professional wrestling. Him and Bob Rogers, they don't work night in, night out. 24/7, 365 days a year. Like Jackson, like Hightech.
Well, we're going to find out right now as here comes trouble. The Mayhem Ministry, JD, the Outlaw Jackson White, Tank Oleander. You will find no tougher individuals on this planet. Disrespect meant, champ. I'm not trying to run you down at all, but
I'll run you down my cart if you keep it up.
I stand corrected, but you have to admit the Mayhem Ministry is dangerous. And now let's go to the announcements.
Weighing at 393 pounds from the hills of Kentucky, Hillbilly Jed! And his partner, weighing at 267 pounds from Chicago, Illinois, the Mastermind, Bobby and their opponents, accompanied with manager Jesse James, weighing at 310 pounds, Jake the Tank Oleander. And his partners, weighing at 250 pounds, from Joshua Tree, California, the Outlaw Jackson White. They are your tag team champions, Mayhem Ministries.
I hear that. It might just be a name on paper, but they said the Mayhem Ministry. Did you notice when they introduced Bob and Jeff, there was no team name. They are not a cohesive unit. They might have years, they might have experience, they might have size, they might have strength, they might have everything else going for them. But Robert Black, I think, stressed enough how important a cohesive unit is in tag team wrestling.
Well, at the beginning of last week, during our VIP experience here in the arena, the Outlaw Jackson White, I came face to face with him, and he wanted no part of the interview, and I got out of there. I respect the patch. I will say that, as the Mayhem Ministry are the tag team champions, and the challengers are in for a big fight, no doubt about it.
You know, if you knew Mayhem Ministries, their intentions, it's all about money. You get on their good side with some money, Robert Black. Don't leave you alone. Heck, you might even become your friend. Take it from me personally.
Well, I don't know if I have enough money to accomplish that, as right now, the big men in this match, starting this off, a test of power between Tank Oleander and Hillbilly Jed. Wait a minute. I believe the Outlaw Jackson White just tagged himself in.
Not only confused by those tactics, but we'll see if it pays off. Bold strategy.
Well, the Outlaw Jackson White is a brash individual. He takes chances that very few other human beings would. But he's climbing in there. Well, wait a minute. He's calling for Jed to tag in the Mastermind. I think that, well, never mind. That's not going to happen, as we got a collar and elbow tie-up.
Not quite sure why you would tie up with Jed, but again, bold strategy. Let's see if it pays off. You know, me personally, I wouldn't tie up with Jed, just given the size differential.
Well, a clean break there in the corner by the Hillbilly, Jackson White. Now measuring his opponent, and I don't blame him. I wouldn't run in on Hillbilly Jed. That would be where angels fear to tread. Another collar and elbow tie-up here as Jed backing him up into the ropes, maybe into the wrong part of town there, champ. I don't know if that's a good idea. Backed up into the corner.
My boy. Get him, Jackson. You made this mistake last week getting up. I told you, you made a mistake last week. Get some breathing room.
Well,
don't give Jed breathing room.
Absolutely not. Jed taking exception to not getting a clean break, and he literally shoved Jackson White halfway across the ring. But the Outlaw, ever dangerous, who knows what is going on inside that devious mind. And a side headlock now by the Outlaw. Tag team titles on the line. Cranking down with this side headlock, and that'll give you cauliflower ears real quick. Absolutely.
Maybe I spoke too soon like you spoke on both Sawyer in the previous matchup. Maybe they are more cohesive than I expected.
Well, the Outlaw is in deep trouble right now. Double team shoulder block. And that is a heck of a roadblock to run into. The Mastermind with an elbow to the heart. Almost had new champions, only an inch and a half away. Wow. The Mastermind and the Hillbilly putting it together in the last minute. You may be right, Mark Vandy. We could be on the verge of new tag team champions as a beautiful wrist lock being applied into the armbar by the Mastermind, and now it looks like the challengers are concentrating on the arm socket. Absolutely.
I just said something positive about Bob Rogers.
Well, it's kind of hard not to. He's in the driver's seat right now. The Mastermind cranking down on that.
There it is. I was like that. Every time.
Absolutely. The ever devious Outlaw.
Now Jackson needs to do the smart thing. Get Tank in there. Let his arm rest up. There you go. Drag him to your corner.
Dragging the face across the ropes. The Mastermind. And all of a sudden, the pendulum is swung. And Tank Oleander strangling and pounding the Mastermind in the corner. The Mayhem Ministry, as you said before, champ, a cohesive unit. Jackson White strangling Bobby Rogers in the corner with his foot, and Tank just running him over.
That is some strength right there from the Tank.
Absolutely. The Mastermind is not a small man to move.
Now what kind of tank is Tank? Is he a Panzer, a Tiger, an Abrams, a Sherman? I'm a man of history. I like history. What would you describe Tank
I would definitely describe him as a Tiger. A Tiger Tank had very little weaknesses back in the day, and neither does Oleander, for that matter. The man is built practically everywhere, as the Mastermind is finding out right now. My broadcast partner getting crushed down onto the canvas right now, and from the outside, JD. A shot to the temple for good measure. Referee saw none of it. Oleander for the cover. The Mastermind out of there. Just barely hanging on. Bob Rogers. And, you know, I have to be objective out here. Although the man is my broadcast partner, he's getting taken apart by the Mayhem Ministry. And he might have bitten off a little more than he could chew. But the Mastermind, Bobby Rogers, always does have a plan.
said last week, Lawson was putting himself behind the announce booth there at New Wave Pro and stay out of the ring because they didn't see
Well, champ, at the moment, you're calling that right. But this crowd here in NWP, they want Bobby Rogers back on his feet in the worst way, and he's trying to oblige them. Elbow into the ribs. Bobby trying to break this thing up. Rogers with a just running splash knee. The tag made, and the big man crushing the Outlaw in the corner. Call for silence by Hillbilly Jed. Good Lord, what a clubbing forearm. These fans want to hear the impact. And now the naked forearm right across the shoulder blades. That huge tree limb just crashing into the meat and bone of Jackson White. Desperation jawbreaker by White, and the tag made, and Oleander's legal. Tank meeting Mountain. Who knows what damage will be done? This ring may fall apart if these two collide.
Listen to that crowd. It speaks volume to Jed's talent. This is the second week, and they're firmly behind you.
Well, he did, champ, but it had no effect. Hillbilly Jed.
Oh boy.
I think Jed is upset. Well, roaring elbow, but still nothing. Tank Oleander gave 3 or 4 shots that would have put an average man away for a week. But Jed coming back with forearm shots. Nobody moves. Tremendous shoulder tackle. And both of these men giving nothing. Oleander off the ropes again. Nobody moves. Unbelievable.
Oh, there it is.
Mark.
I was speechless for a second. Did you believe that?
I can believe it. Jackson White from the outside caught Jed in the small of the back.
Goes down.
Good Lord. What a shot, but Jed barely surviving.
I can't believe it. Tank could not believe it. He mustered everything.
Oleander put everything. Oleander put everything and the kitchen sink behind that shot, but Hillbilly Jed still survived. This big man is a Leviathan. As Oleander backing Jed up into the corner, headbutt city. Between the eyes, Oleander with a charge, a splash of his own. Jed still on his feet. And again, that crushing power of Tank Oleander and the tag made to Jackson White. The Ministry with the double team. Assisted whip in. Tank crushing Jed in the corner, and now shoulder strikes. Tackles in the corner by the Outlaw. Unbelievable action in this tag team title match, champ. I cannot believe it, Mark Vandy.
He's showing me that I'm right, like I always am. You can't come in here and just team up with somebody and take down me.
Well, the numbers game came into play there from the outside. But right now, the Mayhem Ministry on their way to retaining their titles for the two. No. Jed getting out once again. The Mayhem Ministry has thrown everything they can think of at him, champ, and he will not stay down.
If I've learned anything in my business ordeals with the Mayhem Ministry, they haven't even begun to scratch the surface of what they can come up with.
Well, they are certainly devious, dangerous individuals, and that is
Why?
Jackson White may be trying to show his strength to the world, and it backfired.
Stick to what you know, and you don't make actions like that. This is why I don't 100% associate with it. I give them money, they take care of my playground problem, we're done, we're through. He comes out here and makes a stupid mistake like trying to pick up Hillbilly Jet. Come on, Jackson, you gotta know your limits, man.
Well, Jackson White is a powerful individual, but I don't think that anybody in this arena would be able to pick up Hillbilly Jed. But right now, he is still in control. The Outlaw took a huge slam, but Hillbilly Jed coming back on him again. I cannot believe the fortitude of Hillbilly Jed, and a splash in the corner.
I've seen this before. I've seen Jed set this very situation up a number of times. You're not going to be able to see that.
Oh, good Lord. Cannonball coming by the big guy, and he caught all of it. Good Lord Almighty, Hillbilly Jed trying to crush the life out of Jackson White. Unbelievable, as right now, Tank Oleander into the ring, and he clotheslines Jed. Good Lord. The big man down. Oleander had enough of it, ran in. He knew that if White took one or two more of those shots, this thing would have been history, but no, only a 2 count on Jed again.
JD, he can't believe it. He wants to
The intestinal fortitude, the heart of Hillbilly Jed coming into play here as the Mayhem Ministry has done everything they can think of to keep him down, and the Mastermind is just itching for the tag. Oleander going downstairs on Jed. Maybe he figures that's a weak part, but maybe not. The guy seems to be loaded everywhere. Huge shoulder block into the corner. As right now, Oleander, the big man, trapped in the wrong part of town. To the far side, rolled through by Jed. I am surprised the ring is still standing. The Tank and the Mountain running into each other full force. Jed and Oleander fighting to their feet.
Jed's got together. Bob is fresh. Bob is ready to go. Jed is out there to make the tag of Bob to bring any shot for one of the tags of Bob tonight.
The Mastermind is going crazy in that corner. Tag made. The Outlaw taking a clothesline, and Bobby Rogers is on fire. Scoop, slam, and White goes down. Oleander still stunned in the corner. Wait a minute, Jackson White shoving him off. And now we've got all 4 men in the ring.
The ref has lost control here. He's going to get 2 of these guys out of here and let Jackson and Bob finish the match.
This whole thing is broken loose.
Yeah, I can be fair. I know the rules.
Well, you are the heavyweight champion, so nobody knows the rules better than double shoulder blocks now on the challengers in the corner. As the Mayhem Ministry in control, but no! Jackson White ran straight into the steel ring post.
Ring post will win 100% of the time.
When flesh meets steel, that's an absolute fact. Double clothesline by the challengers. Rogers with a leg drop and a splash by Hillbilly Jed. For the cover, this could be, no.
He is the legal man, my apologies. So much has happened, I lost my train of thought there, I'm sorry.
Well, I lost track of it myself. The action, hot and heavy in this match. I'm not sure if even the referee is sure who the legal man is at this point. But Jed has got Jackson White in a compromising position, but Oleander dragging him out.
You do not want to fight Jed on the outside. As we saw, man, still. Bob, you're still in.
Well, a little bit of theft there, but no, only a 2 count. Bobby Rogers with a beautiful boot to the face. Well, I don't believe he got enough running start for that. Oh, wait a minute!
That throws the match out, right?
Yes, it does.
That means Mayhem finishes the champion still, right?
That is a fact.
Being right all the time while black.
Well, that is the rules of the game. The referee saw the low blow. Jackson White, out of desperation, he threw away the match in order to keep the belts. And certainly, well, he's certainly headed for higher ground.
They better get out of there.
Well, Tank Oleander and JD still at ringside, but it looks like Jackson White headed for higher ground. But we have not seen the last of this by a long shot. I can't believe it. Bobby Rogers, my regular broadcast partner. Well, the Mastermind certainly gave it his all. He Well, you heard it, the challengers gaining the victory here.
Without the goal, isn't that something?
Well, those are the rules. The title cannot change hands on a disqualification. Your champion still the Mayhem Ministry, but somewhat of a moral victory, if you want to call it that, for the Mastermind and the Hightech Redneck Hillbilly Jet.
Well, Robert, that about wraps it up here for us in episode 4 of the FNX
That is correct, sir.
You know what? If you're watching this out there on the YouTube, on the FNX network, wherever you're watching, come to 1439 Ashby. Come check out the Wave Pro S01E04. Honestly, right now,
You said it right, champ, and this is Robert Black for Mark Vandy.
hang on, we're not quite done yet.
You alright, brother? You alright? You know, I heard rumors that New Wave don't play, and you're right, they don't. But I just got a piece of the big man back there, and I got some more.
Tank Oleander.
Victories like this, to me, this is about winning. Getting those belts and bringing them back to you people, that's winning. I'm going to take too much more of your time. So I'd like to thank everybody for having me here. And everything good, Bobby, you guys in the back, I'll be back to finish what I just started.
Well, you heard it, Hillbilly Jed throwing down the gauntlet to Tank Oleander. I can't wait for that one-on-one confrontation.
See the bobs at the top. There'll be a couple octaves high here.
That's right.
Well, that was uncalled for.
Yeah. You know, I know you're from other places, but guess what? If you need a partner on that journey to catch the tag team belts, because these people go on behind each and every one of them, I got your back, bro.
Real cute.
New Wave Pro, let me ask you a question. If you'd like to see Hillbilly Ted and the Mastermind Ball Warriors as your new tag team champions, give me 2,000 replay. I ain't telling you something you already know. Good night.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it. We have not seen the last of this confrontation, folks. There will be another day for the Mastermind and for Hillbilly Jed. And this is your not-so-humble correspondent, Robert Black, for New Wave Pro Wrestling, for the FNX Network, and for our New Wave Pro champion, Mark Vandy, saying
Good night, everybody. It's been a joy.
good night.